Hey there, all you beautiful people. Welcome to Revival Tech, where we keep you informed and safe in this ever-evolving digital world. I'm Gary, and today we're looking into a crucial topic: how to protect your online identity. Online security is more important than ever, and I'm going to walk you through 5 super easy steps to lock down your identity and help ensure your personal information stays secure. Plus, I've got a bonus tip at the end, so make sure to watch all the way through. We're going to briefly discuss each item, but I will also show you how to do it because without action, you're always going to be in reaction mode. So in this video, I'll try to keep it brief, but I am going to be doing some screen sharing and showing you step by step how to do some of these processes. They're super easy, but we need that action to get it done. But 2 things first, who am I? My name is Gary. I have real world IT experience, which is a plus since I'm doing this video. So these 5 easy steps. Number 1 is going to be credit freeze. Super easy to do, but we're going to walk through a couple of them just to show you what it looks like. Number 2 is going to be a disclosure report. This is information a lot of people don't know about. You can get this disclosure report and see exactly what is out there on you and make sure that you correct anything that needs to be corrected. Number 3, a good, high quality, trusted password manager. Number 4 is going to be multi-factor authentication. 5, identity protection. And then just stick around for that bonus at the end. So let's move over to credit freeze and let's see what we need to do there. First up, let's talk about freezing your credit. Now, the nice thing about this is that it might seem complex, but it's actually a really straightforward process, and it's an incredibly effective way to protect your identity. By freezing your credit with all 3 major credit bureaus, you restrict access to your credit report for the most part. There's still some government agencies and some other things that can run a credit report, but for the most part, you're going to be able to block that. This makes it much more difficult for identity thieves to open new accounts in your name. So think of it as putting a solid lock on your credit. So you're not suddenly going to be buying a new car or a new house without your knowledge. I'm going to do a screen share and let's jump in and take a quick look. Now, I'm going to start with Experian because this is one where I think you got to be a little bit careful. When you first log into Experian, you'll create your account, and when you're looking for a credit freeze, it may look like you have to purchase additional premium services. To freeze your credit on all 3 of these is free. So if you see something like this that says, hey, get our premium services, unless you really want to pay for these services, then you're just going to want to say, no, keep my current membership, which is a free Experian membership. The other thing that's a little bit difficult about Experian is it can be difficult to find where to freeze your credit. So if you're in the USA, you can see the web address that I'm at, usa.experian.com/mfe/regulatory/security-freeze. Now that we're here, you can see that I've already frozen my credit, so you can simply choose to freeze your credit. Once you have your credit frozen, if you find yourself in a situation where you need to temporarily unfreeze your credit so somebody can do a credit report, you can schedule a thaw. And you can add a date here, which is pretty nice. So if I say from today through tomorrow, I'm going to unfreeze my credit. And that gives a window of opportunity to run that credit, and then it automatically goes back into being frozen. And you can jump back in here and remove any thaws that you had scheduled. Moving on to TransUnion, we can see this is much easier to find your way around TransUnion. So if I'm just at the TransUnion homepage, you see they have credit freeze right here. They have credit freeze right here. Super easy to find. Once you create your account, jump in here. You can kind of do the same thing after you freeze your account, is that you can temporarily lift the freeze, or you can remove the freeze altogether. Very straightforward. And the web address that I'm at for TransUnion is service.transunion.com. For Equifax, also, it's nice that they make it very easy to find the freeze. They actually have it right here. So I'm at my.equifax.com/member center. If you just click on freeze, you get a lot of the same thing. You set your account up to be frozen. You can see the status of it, and then you can manage your freeze, and you can do the same thing. You can temporarily lift a security freeze if necessary. So if you are needing somebody to run a credit report on you, you're going to want to log into all 3 of these and make sure to lift the freeze. temporarily so that they can run that credit report. Next, this is a topic not a lot of people talk about, but I think it's important to get a disclosure report from LexisNexis. LexisNexis is a company that compiles extensive information about you. It's kind of scary. Often more than just financial data as well. This report can provide insights into what information is available and ensure there is no inaccuracies that could lead to identity theft. The nice thing about LexisNexis is that this is free. If we go to consumer.risk.lexisnexis.com, let's take a look. So here we are at consumer.risk.lexisnexis.com. And if I come over here and I click on request a consumer disclosure report, there's some legalese here telling you that you can only request a report for yourself or somebody that you have legal guardianship over, that type of thing. And also, one thing to be aware of is that when you put in this request for this report, there's some basic information that it asks for. They're actually going to send you the PIN to download the PDF in the mail. So you got to actually walk outside, go to a mailbox, and receive a piece of written, typed out, printed letter from LexisNexis that will have that PIN on there. You'll need the PIN to download the PDF, but then when you open the PDF, you'll also need that PIN. So you don't want to lose that PIN, and that's another important reason why you need a password manager. So there we go. And that is a great segue into our next topic, password managers. Don't use 1 or 2 passwords for all your accounts. The days of having 1 or 2 passwords and spraying it across all your accounts is over. You will get pwned if you do that. So we all know it's hard to keep track of countless passwords, and a reputable password manager is going to be your best friend here. You can get to it from an app on your phone, you can get to it from an app on your computer, and they typically have a web portal for you to go into as well. So let's take a look at a couple that are out there. Okay, so I just jumped on this wired.com blog from April 28th of this year. And they're going to list the best password managers to secure your digital life. And I like what they list for the first one. Bitwarden is actually one of my favorite ones. I'd say Bitwarden, Dashlane, and OnePass maybe kind of top of the field there. Some of the things we have here: unlimited passwords, unlimited devices, securely generate, share, and autofill strong passwords and pass keys. And when we start looking at the pricing and we look for personal, let's say I have a family of up to 6 people. So this is going to be $3.33 per month. And this is going to get us 6 premium accounts, unlimited sharing, unlimited collections, and organization storage. So the collections is important, so I'll just explain that really quickly. So let's imagine that I bought Bitwarden and I have my vault. So I log into Bitwarden, I have my vault full of my passwords that only I have access to. Let's say I have these family accounts as well. So I have my wife, she has the Bitwarden account, that's part of that, and a couple of my children. But we can set up collections of passwords. So I can set up a billings collection, and that way both me and my wife have access to that collection that has all the username, passwords, and PIN codes for everything related to our finances, for an example. And then I can still have my personal vault that only I have access to. So when they put in unlimited collections, that's what they're referring to there. So let's hop over to 1Password really quick, and we can see that kind of the same thing. They have an app, and you can get to it from all your different devices. So here we can see we got 5 family members at $5 per month. And here we can see that store and share with confidence, passwords, credit cards, even the front door code, keep it all in 1Pass, then securely share with your family or send individual secrets to anyone. So very similar, there's very similar options. This may come down to the interface, whether or not you like the interface, how the app actually works and functions for you. And then it may come down to pricing and trust at that point. Next on our list, multi-factor authentication, or MFA. It adds an extra layer of security by requiring not just a single factor like a password, but a second piece of evidence that proves that it's really you. And using an authentication app on your phone is going to be much more secure than using a simple SMS-based code. And one that I like to use is the Microsoft one. It's free. It's Microsoft Authenticator app, Part of the reason why I like it is because it ensures that it has a backup of your accounts. We all know that we tend to replace our phones maybe every couple of years, something like that. If you're creating all these second factor authentications inside of an app, you want to make sure that you're able to back up all those accounts that you're creating. And to enable multi-factor authentication, once you have the app installed on your phone, it's usually very straightforward if the third-party app that you're logged into has the availability of MFA. Typically, you're going into the security settings, you're enabling MFA, and then it's going to ask you if you want to use an authentication app or text messaging, and choose the Authenticator app. It'll bring up a QR code. You open up your MFA application, add new, take a picture of the QR code, and I'll give a big shout out to Employer Lawyer LA. They're doing amazing work representing employers in the Southern California region, especially when navigating those tricky California labor laws. If you're an employer in Southern California, you know how complex state labor laws can get. Employer Lawyer LA is your go-to resource for getting the legal help you need, whether it's dealing with compliance issues, employee disputes, or full-blown class action defense. They've got you covered. Their expertise ensures that your business runs smoothly, allowing you to focus on what really matters, growing and innovating in your field. I'd like to take this moment to sincerely thank Employer Lawyer LA for their incredible support of us. If you're an employer in Southern California, make sure to check them out. I'll put their link in the description below. And that brings us to number 5, identity protection services. Most of them monitor your lines of credit and activity and alert you when something appears out of place. So let's take a look at a couple of these available. So we have Cloaked, Aura, Optery, Privacy Bee. We also have LifeLock, Identity Guard. There's several of them out there. I use Cloaked because it does a lot more than just identity protection. That's one piece of it. And I've heard a lot of good things about Aura, although I haven't used it, and that's why I presented it here. So let's hop over to Cloaked and take a look at Cloaked and Aura and see what we get. So here I am in Cloaked. Now, part of what I really like about Cloaked and the reason why I invested in Cloaked is because it allows me to cloak my ID when I'm first setting something up. So if we know a lot of them now ask for you to sign up with an account and to provide your phone number, your email address, your name, that type of thing. This just generates that stuff on the fly, like a virtual version of that. So it'll give you a virtual phone number, virtual email address, and you can put in whatever name you want. But then it also has an interface where you can still manage all those IDs, and you can manage the phone numbers and all the emails. And then if somebody's spamming you or something like that, you don't want it anymore, you just delete the ID. It just goes away. That's why I got it. But they have additional options in here. They also have identity theft insurance. So most of these guys now have that. And they pretty much all say up to $1 million. So we have this data removal, identity monitoring. But what I really like about this is the virtual disguises. And then the other thing is that it's a password manager as well. So you can use it as a password manager while also helping to cloak your identification. I guess we're doing an annual and we're a couple of people. It's going to be $12 a month per member. So that's going to be a total of $140 a year. If I'm doing a family, that's going to give me a total of 6, myself plus 5. It's going to be $360 a year. So there's a ton of features here. You can see that $1 million insurance for identity theft. They have 24/7 expert fraud support. And here we can get a better idea of some of the services that they're providing. Financial fraud protection, identity theft protection, privacy assistance, parental controls, cyberbullying protection. I think this is especially helpful if you have some children. The fact that you can help your children explore with boundaries, create a safe space for your kids by blocking harmful, inappropriate sites, teach healthy habits with screen time limits and browsing history, get alerted to cyberbullying or predators while your kids game. I mean, this is some pretty incredible features here, I believe. Let's take a look at their pricing plans. Similar here, we're looking at $20 a month billed annually or $45 a month if billed monthly. So obviously you would want to pay for a full year in advance. That's going to be 5 adults and unlimited kids. So That is a pretty nice deal right there. I think you get family and child identity protection, 5 million identity theft insurance. You get the credit monitoring, instant credit lock, home and auto title monitoring, financial transactions alerts. Also has built-in things, antivirus, VPN, password manager. That might not be the best at those things. However, having a single entity with all these options built in is very attractive, at least to me. And that brings us to our last bonus item. Let's see in the bottom right-hand corner, data brokers, removing yourself from the data brokers. So what's happening is so many of these large entities that are collecting all this information on us are getting hacked. So it's key to remove your data from those data brokers. How do we do that? Looking at Aura, we can see try Aura's data removal services. Aura's digital security suite includes a privacy assistant that operates as a data broker removal service. If you sign up for an Aura plan, you'll get access to its data broker opt-out services. I'm not sure how those work. However, let's take a look at my Cloaked account and I can show you what I did inside of my Cloaked account, which also includes a data removal service. Here we are in my Cloaked, and we can see data removal in progress. So if I view the analytics here, you can get an idea of when I started this and when it actually started to get replies back from these data brokers to actually start removing my information from them. If I scroll down here a little bit, I can start seeing what they did. Cloaked scanned almost 130 data broker sites, and then they show me ones that I have been removed from. And I can drill into this information and look to see what specific information they had on me. And then I may see some like this. So we can see 4 listed here where it says I need to take action to continue to ensure that these get removed. But they give us instructions here. We see a little number here next to this. So People Connect. If I need myself removed from People Connect, I have to take action on this. But if we pop this open, we can see how many of these other services actually utilize People Connect to pull their information. So there you have it, folks. 5 easy steps to help protect your online identity, plus a crucial bonus tip. Keeping your personal information safe doesn't have to be complicated, and taking these steps will give you peace of mind in our interconnected world. If you found the information in this video helpful, it would help me a lot if you hit the like button, maybe left a comment or 2, shared the video with family and friends to help keep them safe and secure as well. And until next time, be safe out there.